would all love to know the exact question or phrase that people type into Google at the very beginning of their search, wouldn't we? Sure, we know the exact phrase that resulted in a click to our website, but what about the search before that search? Wouldn't we want to know that one or the one before that one? Well, this week on the Loyalty Loop, that is exactly what we're going to uncover. I'll show you a little exercise that you can do to uncover the true trigger question so you can build a relationship with the consumer before they need you or so they need you. All of this and some air conditioning tips on this week's episode of the Loyalty Loop from right here in Freak Alley in Boise, Idaho. Boom! Last week, I was in the Bahamas with 700 heating, ventilation, and air conditioning experts. They were HVAC experts. Chances are, if you're running a successful business, you too are an expert. And here's the first problem most of us encounter when we're trying to uncover the true trigger question. We know too much. The curse of knowledge. Here's the deal. If you want to uncover your consumer's true trigger question, you have to act like a moron. Yeah, you need to go back to the basics and really get inside your consumer's mind. And here's Loyalty Loop lesson number 1. Here's the first step in the exercise I want you to try for yourself. Identify the consumer's moment of inspiration. A real moment of inspiration. Before you start trying to uncover your true trigger question, you're going to need to crawl inside your consumer's mind and identify the moment of inspiration, the instant in time that sends them on a journey they never expected. So here, let's set up an MOI, a moment of inspiration. Okay, let's imagine you're in, I don't know, Boise, Idaho, and the temperature last night dropped to like 32 degrees. Maybe it's the first time in the season. So you go to kick on your heating system, pump up that thermostat and warm up the house. And boom, it starts smelling really bad. So bad that you think it might be killing you. You turn off the AC, and we've just identified a moment of inspiration. So when I was in the Bahamas with 700 HVAC experts, I asked them what they believe their consumer's trigger question might be in a situation exactly like that, and this is what I heard. Who can I call to fix my heating system? Who's open 24 hours? Who's the nearest AC company? Hey, these are all great questions, but I highly doubt they are the true trigger question given the moment of inspiration. You see, a non-expert is probably not asking that question yet. They're probably asking things like this. Remember, you gotta act like a moron.
Why does my heating system smell like fish? What's that smell coming from my heater? How can I fix a bad smelling heating system?
These are much more likely to be their true trigger questions. You see, when you're an expert, you're answering trigger questions that are way farther down in the consumer journey in active evaluation. What you need to do is get inside their mind by truly identifying a moment of inspiration. So just act like a moron. Act like you don't know anything about your business and imagine the moment that they realize they have a problem they didn't expect. And that is your moment of inspiration. That is the instant time that's sending them on a journey they never expected. And now you're ready for Loyalty Loop lesson number 2. Go on your consumer's exact journey. If you're a loyal Loyalty Loop subscriber, you know that after every trigger question, you must identify the prime brand. A prime brand is the first brand that pops into your mind anytime a trigger question occurs for the moment of inspiration you've identified. So what's your consumer's prime brand? When I asked the HVAC people to identify the prime brand, they all started yelling out, Google! And that's not wrong, but for someone like me and a trigger question like that, I'm headed to YouTube. YouTube is my prime brand. Somebody's backing up. Because I'm one of those people that thinks with a hammer and a flashlight and a YouTube video, I can fix anything. So let's go to YouTube. And what do we see? We see an advertiser buying an ad, but the ad is completely irrelevant because it doesn't answer my trigger question. And here's Loyalty Loop lesson number 3. Immediately answer the trigger question. What right now HeatCool.com is not doing is answering my trigger question. They're not creating a Loyalty Loop experience. What they should be doing is trying to get me to commit some time to watching their video on how to address my problem and even fix it. You see, if I was going to target this consumer and this trigger question with an ad, here's what I'd do. I'd create a video that actually answers the question. Why? Because the goal of a loyalty loop experience is to build trust, to turn doubters into believers. And one of the best ways to do that is to answer the trigger question. Maybe you're asking right now, hey Drew, but if I do that, if I answer their question and fix their problem, how is this going to help build my AC business? Haha, here's how. There are three possible outcomes in this scenario. One, I'm either going to realize while I'm watching your video on how to fix my bad smelling heater that this is too much for me. I can't fix it with my flashlight and my wrench, so I'm out. Which means I'm going to need to call someone. That is a new moment of inspiration created by you. And who am I going to call? You, the person who tried to help me fix my air conditioning. Or number two, I could decide after watching the video that I'm going to fix this myself and I fail miserably, which by the way is very, very likely. Now, this means I have to call someone and I might have actually broken something else in the process. Who am I going to trust and call if you try to help me fix my air conditioning unit? You! That is a new moment of inspiration. Now three, I could actually watch the video, fix the air conditioner myself, get it smelling great, and feel awesome about my do-it-yourself abilities. But next time I have a new moment of inspiration, like my AC dies in the middle of July, who do you think I'm going to trust with my first phone call? Who do you think I'm going to go look for first on YouTube? Who am I going to think of first? Who will be my new prime brand? Whoever helped me fix my air conditioning. Yep, that's you. You're creating a new moment of inspiration. So my friends, there you have it, the 3-step simple process designed to help you identify your consumer's true trigger question. 1, identify the moment of inspiration. 2, act like a moron to get to the true trigger question. And then 3, answer the trigger question. All right, I've got to run. I'm speaking at the Dairy West conference in a few minutes with a few hundred, 700 dairy farmers from all over Idaho and Utah. I'm really excited about it. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, why don't you subscribe to the Loyalty Loop so you don't miss next week's episode? And I'll see you in my Loyalty Loop. In the meantime, why don't you enjoy some of this art? It's cool. It's really cool. Welcome to Freak Alley in Boise, Idaho. Don't freak out.